There's something called soft limits. That's where the growth is. My name is Sam. The past 3 years I was trained as a submissive and as a sex slave. Limits give you so much insight. It gives you insight in where the pleasure is and where the growth is. Everything that's within limits, that's the pleasure. There are soft limits that is just, it's not a turn on for you. That's possible. But there's often a reason for it. For instance, for me, P-play was always on my limits. Everything that has to do with water sports, I wasn't into that. It was on my soft limits list. It was not that I wasn't willing to do it, but it wasn't a turn on. But when I started playing with it, I found out there was a reason why I didn't want to play with it. Because for me, P is a lot connected to shame. It's embarrassing, it's gross. That's how I grew up. And I had to learn that it's a part of me, that it's a part of my partner, that playing with it is some of the most intimate things that you can do. And I had to get over that shame. I had a huge problem with just walking naked on the beach when there was a woman, and especially a woman with children. I didn't mind to show my body to a guy, but I did have a problem with a woman. Isn't that crazy? That's something that I had to learn. So being naked in front of women was, for me, was a soft limit. It was very, very scary. But that's where the growth is. So that's the cool thing. So soft limits are something that you can grow in. For me, soft limits are not something that you don't play with it. It's a great way to explore. Leave it within the safe margins. But push them a bit. Push them out of them. See what happens. It's very, very insightful to play with it. And hard limits are things that you will never do. They can change. But you are never, as a dom, you are never the one who's changing them. Your sub is the only one that can say that. If you ever slap your submissive's face while it's in our hard limits, you will crush their trust and it will damage your relationship. Respect each other's hard limits. But I do think that you should play with soft limits. And here's how you do it. I like it to be surprised, but it's up to a certain limit. But playing with soft limits, I don't like it to be a surprise. Then I would like to have some time to prepare myself and to be able to get into that space that I know that I'm going there. For soft limits, it's very important for me that I know that we're going to play with soft limits. Because the whole point is that if you start to play with it and they weren't warned, they might freeze and it will kill your scene. Second tip, take your time. If anal play is a soft limit, you're not gonna shove in a big dildo from the first moment. No, start slowly. And with start slowly, I mean, let them first, at the first thing, let them just lick a tiny little plug. That's the format of a pinky. I never had experience with anal play, and so I wasn't sure if it was a limit or not. So my master let me buy a plug, and it was like this. I still have it. It's so cute. It probably would get lost now, but this is how we started. So take your time. It's every step is one step and is something to celebrate. Third tip, be very aware about signals that your submissive is giving you that he or she is not enjoying it a lot. My master uses the pussy check for it. And pussy check just means that he's checking in with me because we play a lot online, so he can't check it himself. Otherwise, he would do the pussy check just with your fingers in my vagina, check how wet I am. What he's asking me is give me a pussy check. So I'm playing with something that is a soft limit, and he just checks if it turns me on. And there are two ways to be turned on. There is one that is a turn on in your head. So you can find it a turn on, or you think that it's a turn on, but your body is not reacting at all. You still keep dry. As a woman, it's easy. Well, maybe it's for men also. The other way around is also possible. That you think you hate this and your body is wet. That is what happened with me with the P-play. I thought in my head, like, this is crazy, now we're gonna do this. And then somehow my body was wet. My body loved it. It's a very great practice to learn to listen to your body as a submissive and to your submissive body as a dom. Last tip. Take them back slowly. You build it up slowly. You leave them there for a bit, but then take them back also slowly. Take the time to take them out, praise them, give them all the good words that you can think of. Make sure that to show them how proud you are because of their progress. Because in the end, they're also doing it they're doing it for themselves, but they're also doing it for you. They want to please you. If you can show them how pleased you are with them, it will help them a lot to integrate it also. And I would always recommend to give them some time to reflect on this. So let them write a report about it. It will give them a lot of insight in you too. If you want to know what are your and your submissive's hard and soft limits, download the kinks list. It's below here in the description. I'm also putting it's below in the description. Just download it and fill it in and then discuss it together. Then you know what your playground is. Play with passion.